Diabetes symptoms. What should you look out for? People who believe they have diabetes must visit their doctor to get an official diagnosis. If you have any of the following symptoms, it's imperative you see your doctor right away. Extreme thirst, constant urination, excessive hunger, numbness or tingling in the extremities, excessive tiredness, slow healing sores, dry skin, reoccurring infections, unexplained weight loss, vomiting, stomach pains, and nausea. Most people are under the mistaken impression that since glucose is sugar, all they need to do is stop eating sweets. Wrong. The reality is that the majority of foods and the carbohydrates eaten break down into a simple structure called glucose. When the food hits the stomach immediately begins breaking down the food. The stomach breaks the carbohydrates down for the glucose, while the proteins are broken down for the amino acids. Once the food is broken down, the body uses it for other things. The blood will pick it up so the cells can use it for energy. For healthy people, the blood picks the glucose that's been absorbed in the GI tract up and lets the pancreas know that it needs to produce and release insulin. In type 2 diabetics, the body doesn't produce enough of the insulin, or the cells are unable to take in the insulin. For both cases, the cells don't receive the glucose needed for energy, which leaves the glucose to float throughout the bloodstream. When there's a buildup of glucose in the body, it leads to blood vessel and organ damage, increasing your chances of heart disease. It's vitally important for you to maintain normal to close to normal glucose levels. When there's a high level of glucose, it starts to spill over into the urine. The connection between diabetes and exercise. Why it's so important. There are 21 million people in the U.S. who have diabetes, with another 6.2 million oblivious to the fact that they have diabetes. Based on information from the American Diabetes Association, people who have diabetes pay 2.3 times more in medical expenses than people without diabetes. The Population Health Management believes diabetes costs the healthcare industry $218 billion. However, the majority of diabetes cases can be prevented through a healthy lifestyle, exercise, and diet. Of course, you have to take that in for a minute. 6.2 million people don't know they have diabetes, and 57 million people with prediabetes. If the pre-diabetics knew how to take care of their health, then they may never develop type 2 diabetes. A person who is pre-diabetic can stop themselves from getting full-blown type 2 diabetes by losing weight and increasing exercise. You can reverse the damage and bring the glucose back to normal. That's what most people don't understand. A proper diet and exercise can stop a person from developing diabetes. What are the signs of diabetes? You may see signs of diabetes in your family and friends without even realizing it. It's possible that people you know are diabetic and don't even know it. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention believes 1 in 3 Americans will get diabetes at some point in their life. Staggering numbers if you really think about it. What about those type 2 diabetics that are diagnosed with their condition? Would they change their ways if they knew diet and exercise could reverse the disease? Of course, to have all this, it means dismissing the myths and beliefs that impede their chances. The drug companies don't want diabetics to know that diet and exercise plays a huge role in reversing type 2 diabetes. The healthcare system's in real trouble. The nation's in trouble. This is why it's important for people to start to take personal responsibility for their health. Many people who understand what diabetes is still have questions about their health, such as, should they be reducing their sugar intake? Is the weight increasing their risk? If they're skinny, does this lower their risk? Are diet and exercise so important? How can blood sugar levels be controlled? Bear in mind there are some issues that people have no idea what to ask. For example, a person who has diabetes for over 5 years has increased their chances of developing cardiovascular disease. Getting regular exercise can increase insulin sensitivity, which allows you to alleviate your medication doses.